Hey buddy, welcome back to the channel and to World of Warships. So today, which is a pretty sunny day in Gothenburg, Sweden, I will showcase one of my absolute favorite battleships in the game. And that is of course the Tier 9 John Bart. And if you may know this if you followed my channel before, but I'm not really a battleship main. I play battleship least of every class of the ship. Well, CVs, I never play CVs, but out of battleships, cruisers and destroyers, I play battleship the least. So I'm a pretty much destroyer and cruiser main. But I digress. So this is a very funny battleship to play, and you usually get pretty monster games in this battleship, but that's not the biggest selling point in my mind. The biggest selling point for this ship is actually that whatever kind of game you get in this ship, it's always a very fun game. And you can't really say that about any other battleship in this game. So win or loss, it doesn't really matter because you will always have a great time playing the John Bart. And I think the reason why is because it has such great utility. It's almost like playing a destroyer or cruiser because you can almost pull off those same type of plays in this battleship as you do in destroyers or cruisers, which I will actually showcase in this game. Which you can't really do in the same way in other types of battleships. I will showcase my modules and consumables and my captain build for this ship in the end of the video, so please stay tuned for that one. So I was just pushing into the mid. I actually consider going towards B cap directly. This is of course Shatter and 3 cap domination. I get spotted, so I assume it's in this small little gap. Maybe there's a cruiser or a destroyer passing through, but then I see this enemy Fletcher, and then I know that it was he who actually spotted me. So I will try and engage him while I'm trying to at the same time ducking in behind this island, because I'm assuming that he has sent torps my way. So I engage my speed boost, which is one of the fun consumables on this battleship, which makes it so much more fast and maneuverable. He gets spotted, not really sure how he got spotted in the smoke, but I will of course shoot him, and I finish him off, giving me my first kill and the first blood as well. So I actually continue on my plan to actually push into the B cap. And of course this is a pretty big risk. There is a risk that the other team, other destroyer is in the B cap, but then he gets spotted in the A cap, so I know I'm pretty safe. There could also be a low detection torp cruiser going for B, which would make this plan a bit risky, to say the least. But I thought it was worth it, and usually you can defend yourself pretty well in a John Bart, because you have that main battery reload booster that I just engaged to get some citadel on this enemy Lenin that porked broadside on. And this gave me the idea actually, because using the positioning that I have right now, I was actually able to manage to surprise this Lenin since I was undetected, and to punish him for showing broadside towards the B cap. And that gave me the idea that perhaps I should utilize this surprise action a bit more. So first I see this enemy Drake, I think it is, that's actually pushing up behind these islands. And he must be a bit tunnel visioning, because I was getting spotted in the B cap and he knows it was getting capped. So I'm not really sure why he decided to go out full broadside on a John Bart, but he was able to go back to port as well. So now I thought, if I actually round this island and go to the enemy side of this island, I could probably be able to surprise a bit more enemy ships that is trying to hold or block the C cap. So I thought, hey, what the hell? We secured the B cap and the A cap, and we pretty much overrun the enemy team on the A cap. I can take a bit of a risk. So I shoot off a salvo against this enemy shores, but then I see this enemy Mogami instead. And of course he sees me, so I know that he has probably flooded this channel with torps. So I need to reposition myself really quickly. At the same time, I do want to get a nice salvo in on the Mogami. And yeah. This is just one of the many things I love John Bart for. So now I'm a little bit overextended, but still following my original plan. So now I will position myself pretty close to this island, which is a pretty neat trick, and there you see the Mogami torps. This is a pretty neat trick into pretty much controlling the engagement. So instead of this becoming a 3 versus 1 with me and this Alsace Shores and Scharnhorst, this becomes a 1 versus 1 between me and the Alsace instead. So if the Shores or the Scharnhorst want to help this Alsace out, they will pretty much need to YOLO out in front of my guns. Now I'm looking at the minimap and I noticed that there is actually an unspotted Atlanta as well. Which makes me a bit curious, and yeah, here comes Mr. Atlanta. And Atlanta has pretty short range torps, which is pretty perfect for these kind of situations. I got a lot of overpens, of course, but where is the torps? We both do strategic grounding, but what happened to the torps? I mean, the only reason why the Atlanta would go out like that in front of me would be to get his torps off. But they never came. So I don't really know if I managed to... Did I destroy his torps? I wasn't really paying attention. Or maybe I just disabled them and he had to repair them, and then he lost his window or something. I'm not really sure. But, well, he did a tactical beach and so did I. So now it's still a 1 versus 1, and this Alsace is pretty much dead. But now I see that Atlanta is actually pushing out once more. He apparently didn't learn anything the first time. So I managed to secure the third kill of the game, now I see the Scharnhorst on the other side. So now I need to actually push into the Alsace because I don't want the Scharnhorst to rush me with his torps. And I get the finishing blow on the Alsace, securing me my 4th kill of the game, and that makes the game end. And look at these numbers. Over 1 million credits, 12,000 experience, and over 5,500 free XP. Yeah. A pretty decent game, and as I said in the start of the match, this is the types of games you can get if you play Jean Bart correctly. And you get them all the time. Maybe not a monster game, but it's such fun experience playing the Jean Bart. If you still are able to collect this ship before they take it away, please do so, because this ship gets absolutely 2 thumbs up for me. I mean, it's a great looking ship and really fun ship to play. So let's talk consumables, modules, and captain skills. So when it comes to consumables, it's not really that much to talk about. You can't really choose that many different kind of consumables. And of course, this is a tier 9 premium. You should definitely run premium consumables on everything. Which means premium repair, premium heal, premium main battery reload booster, and premium speed boost. If you want to cut down on anything, you should cut down on the speed boost. But I mean, you always make enough money to pay for these consumables, so why not take them? So looking at the modules, you have main battery in the first slot, which is the most usual choice. Second slot, I actually have extended the golden legendary module, or what's it called? The extended version of the speed boost. The third slot, I actually went for the new turret rotation module, because you do push in pretty often in this ship, and you do need to switch side on your turrets quite often, and that is why I actually also run Roger Picard or Ricard. I will return to that later. Fourth slot, tankiness, reduced fire duration. Fifth slot, concealment. And sixth slot, reload, because that is the bread and butter of this great and fun battleship. So definitely go with reload. It syncs pretty well with the reload booster as well. So looking at the captain skills. First off, as always, priority target. It's such a great skill. You must take this as your first skill on pretty much every class. Second, I would go for expert marksman to get that extra speed on your turret rotation. After that, I would go for superintendent to get the extra heal and 1 extra consumable of the main battery reload booster, since it's such a strong consumable on this ship. You should definitely go for extra one as fast as possible. Then I would actually, I think, go for fire prevention as the first tier 4 skill. I mean, concealment is great, especially the way I play Jean Bart, where I push in pretty aggressive at all times. But at the same time, you also get very focused, especially by HE spammers and French ships, of course, being made out of dry wood and paper towels. So they burn quite good. So I would go for fire prevention just to give you that extra tankiness and survivability. After that, I would actually take Adrenaline Rush as my next skill, because you do take a lot of damage, and the more damage you take, the more dangerous you get, especially with the fast reloading guns and with your main battery reload booster. After that, I would actually take Concealment Expert next, because it's great to have better concealment to be able to disengage at those mid to short range battles. And last but not least, I am rocking the basics of survivability as the last point, just to bring down that fire and flooding duration, to add to that extra tankiness. And this could be... I actually have this guy as my John Bart captain, mostly because I don't really play Alsace or Republic that much. But I think this build can synergize pretty well with either one, unless you're one of those guys who just have to rock the secondary build on your Alsace or Republic. I wouldn't recommend that, but hey, you do you, man. So that was all for me this time. Please continue to stay safe in these corona times. Leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed the video, or if you have any questions about my builds. And please consider subscribing to the channel for more amazing gameplays. It really helps out the channel a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.